If you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do, all these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Hey guys, and welcome to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Cynthia, and happy, what day is it? Tuesday, everybody. I hope you all are having a great start to this new week in quarantine. I'm not going to lie, I'm still losing a little bit of motivation right now. Not exactly sure why that is. So I'm trying to be better this week and just be more consistent with my routine and just get on my sleep pattern has been pretty A1. I've been sleeping every night around 12:30, and then I wake up around 8. So I at least have my sleeping pattern down. It's just having motivation to do things throughout the day. I've been very lazy the last 4 days. And again, I don't know why. I feel like during this quarantine, I have these peaks in my days where I'm super motivated and I have a lot of, my discipline is on point and I'm doing what I need to do and get things done. And then there's these other days where I'm just feeling extremely lazy and lethargic. And I even my appetite has been kind of down. I'm not sure why. I've just been very blech. If I can describe one word, my mood, it would just be blah. And let me know in the comments if you guys are in the same boat as me. I don't know what's going on with me. But as I always say, episode after episode, I'm always so thankful to have the opportunity to host this podcast. It gives me something to do. I love talking about health and wellness. And this really is such an amazing outlet for me. It's a great way for me to connect with you guys and discuss things that I'm very passionate about. Hopefully you guys are passionate or are very much interested in the subject like myself. And as you are able to tell by today's title, we are going to be discussing all about innovative skincare tools and devices. I think this is a very relatable topic. I have been online shopping and all these skincare tools keep popping up in my recommendations on Amazon. And in a group chat that I'm in with my best friends, one of them ordered a Jade Roller. So that's kind of how the wheels started turning in my head. I'm like, okay, I've been seeing Jade Rollers everywhere. It keeps popping up on my Instagram feed. So Jade Rollers will be the first tool we'll be talking about today. Then we're moving on to a Neutrogena Mask. And then we're moving on to a pH skin detector little thing, tracker. I don't know what to call it. We'll be talking about later. And then in the final segment, we'll be talking about a tool device that's very comparable to Clarisonic. So we're going to be talking about 4 different types of skincare utensils and devices that have been paving the way since last year. Innovative skincare tools that people are hyping up all over the internet. And I've fallen for a couple, not really fallen. That's has a negative stigma when I say I've fallen for it, but let's stick to I've fallen for it. Okay. I've fallen for a couple of these items, and I'll be also telling you guys, I guess, my experience with a couple of these tools and devices. And I'm really excited because I love talking about skincare. I feel like we're all striving to have, glowy flawless skin, and there's many, many factors that contribute to that. One of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to skincare is when people say, oh, all you need to do to have clear skin is drink water. Like, water is the key to having clear skin. It's one of the many, many components to clear skin, but I can guarantee you from my experience, I drink a lot of water, okay? I go to like 5 bottles every day, and I don't have the most perfect skin. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves with people who have clear skin, who have always had clear skin, who've never really had trouble or problematic skin, telling others like, oh, you just need to drink water and like all your problems are washed away. Like, all of my friends out there who have struggled with acne or scarring or just have problematic skin know that water is not always a solution. It goes much deeper into that. Not really what I'm going to talk about today, but I just wanted to like kind of mention as my pet peeve as we are going through discussing these new skincare tools and devices that are now out in the beauty market. So let's get into it. We know that last year, technology and skincare collided more than ever before, causing us to wonder, could there soon be a day when all of our precious serums and creams that we spent so much money on will be rendered obsolete, replaced by, a high-tech tool and devices? The short answer is probably not. I think that no product-obsessed person would ever dare say Serenera to their beloved top shelf, but that's not to say the aforementioned gadgets won't seriously upgrade the skincare game and potentially shake up the industry as we know it. And a couple weeks back, or last week actually, I talked about red light therapy. So again, that's kind of how the wheels start to turn. There are many at-home red light therapy gadgets you can use. I didn't want to spend too much time talking about that on today's episode just because I dedicated an entire episode strictly to red light therapy. So if you do want to go tune into that, do so after you listen to this episode. It's full of insight regarding red light therapy and all the benefits, amazing benefits it has for your skin. Tech-based options are already rolling out at a rapid rate. In the last few months alone, Allure reported on several new-to-the-market instruments for the skin, including the first wearable pH tracker from the famed French brand La Roche-Posay, which we'll get into later, and a personalized 3D printed face mask courtesy of Neutrogena. We'll also discuss that later. So, as you guys are able to tell by what I'm saying already, tech innovation is basically taking over, and it's only just getting started, really. Below, I've got a few dermatologists and editor-approved skincare tools worth trying, including a handheld LED light that literally zaps away fine lines over time. It's kind of crazy. My first skincare tool that I got sucked into purchasing was a Jade Roller. Jade Rollers are the it product right now, I think. You've probably seen them roaming around in your Instagram feed for their aesthetic appeal. They definitely are pretty and nice to look at, and they're definitely an item you want to display in your beauty room or on your nightstand for their aesthetic appeal. And I think this may be a huge factor why I got sucked into buying one. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's cute. Social media pressured me to buy it, maybe. So I bought my Jade Roller at Marshall's for around like $10 to $12, I think. They're pretty inexpensive, which is also very appeasing to us millennials. We want to get the most bang for our buck. So pretty inexpensive. However, I don't think I reaped the benefits and saw results from using the Jade Roller. Not because the Jade Roller is not a good product, but I think I wasn't using it consistently. I wasn't being consistent with the method. I kept the Jade Roller in my fridge, and every time when I would like wash my face and like moisturize and do all my steps, I would forget to roll my face because the Jade Roller was in my fridge. I would completely forget that I left it in there. So I think that's why I wasn't consistent. I was very inconsistent with Jade rolling. But now I'm sad because I lost my Jade Roller while moving. So it's nowhere to be found. I need to get myself a new Jade Roller. And with all of that being said, let's focus on our attention to Jade Rollers as our first innovative skincare tool dermatologists and healthcare experts are encouraging to add to your skincare regimen. We're going to talk all about Jade Rollers right after this break.
Are you looking to learn more about the latest trends from the fitness world? Are you confused by all of the different trends that are out there? The GSMC Fitness Podcast is the place for you. The GSMC Fitness Podcast is the place to come for people of all skill and interest levels. Join us as we explore the latest trends in the fitness world. Does that new exercise really work? Should I try yoga? Whatever your question, chances are good you'll find an answer on the GSMC Fitness Podcast.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. So in the previous segment, we already started to get a little bit into innovative skincare tools and devices, and we are now going to be talking about our very first tool, and that is the Jade Roller. Some of you may be familiar with this tiny tool, others may not. For the last, I'd say 18 months or so, the beauty enthusiasts among us have been just as excited by cutting edge innovations in skincare as the use of ancient facial tools used in line with time-honored traditions. And we're talking about traditional Chinese derma rollers made of jade or other gemstones like rose quartz or amethyst, which have seen a surge in popularity of late despite the beauty device market being down overall since last year. But handheld jade rollers are not just a huge hit with millennials because of their low price tags. So why the resurgence? The origin of Jade Roller is a little bit unclear, but we know it traces back to old Chinese medicine. So why all of a sudden is, the hype of Jade Rollers? Their popularity over the last couple of years could be explained in multiple ways. Given that researchers examining data from Pinterest's 48 million beauty lovers reported that Derma Roller or Jade Roller pins were saved a major 345% more in 2017. So I'm not really sure how they come up with these numbers. Like, what does 345% more mean? How can there be more than 100%? I don't know. Anyway, there's no denying the fact that they look good on social media, right? Plus, of course, when influencers share their use of the tool on Instagram or YouTube, followers will click to buy and join the club. Again, I'm guilty of that. When I see my favorite beauty influencer recommend, a facial tool or whatever, any of the recommendations, I'm more likely to buy it because my favorite influencer is, talking great about it. Of course, I'm very careful when influencers and public figures are promoting products through social media. I check to see, is it an ad? Is this a sponsored video, a sponsored picture? Because if it is, I'm less likely to buy it just due to the fact that they are getting paid to say those things. But if it's a genuine recommendation or suggestion that they are making and they are not getting paid for, then sure, I'll buy it because they're not even getting paid for it, and it's genuine advice that they're giving. So with all that being said, Instagram's telling us this, Instagram feed is full of Jade Rollers, but do Jade Rollers actually work, or do they just serve as an aesthetic appeal for your Instagram feed? I mean, like I said, they're definitely pretty to look at, and I just think this is a huge reason why a lot of people get sucked into buying the product. As I mentioned in the previous segment, they're pretty to look at. It's aesthetically pleasing. But besides them being aesthetically pleasing, there's the fact that the devices used for facial massage are thought to help sculpt the features by way of encouraging drainage and toning, slackening muscles, which feeds our collective compulsion to contour. That's the whole craze. Very defined cheekbones and a cut throat, jawline. And well, we'd rather cut cheekbones without makeup if we can. The wider wellness movement marrying skincare with self-care also play a part in the resurgence of facial tools. As we're all buying into crystal-infused beauty, it makes sense to incorporate tools made of gemstones that not only grant us time out for a ritualistic daily facial, but made of materials revered for their restorative properties, benefit our skin in multiple ways too. The mechanism is basic. So again, for those who are listening or still don't have any idea what a Jade Ruler is, think like a paint roller, like a mini paint roller. And the premise of massage is traditional, but sometimes simplest really is best. So you just literally roll the Jade Roller on your face, and it's like you're painting your face, but there's nothing on the actual Jade Roller. So let's talk about some of the beauty benefits of the Jade Roller. 1, the gentle pressure helps to stimulate circulation and leave the facial muscles more relaxed. 2, by encouraging lymphatic drainage, this boosts the skin's natural detoxification process. 3, by drawing away toxins, this allows a gentle toning and lifting effect. 4, the naturally cooling sensation helps to calm the skin, depuff, and soothe inflammation. And 5th, facial massage is known to be a stress reliever. The daily ritual can relieve tension and act a small act of self-care in the day. And it absolutely can. Something as rolling your face with a Jade Roller absolutely is a form of self-care. When I was being consistent with my own Jade Roller, I definitely felt a very cooling and soothing sensation, especially when I would take it out of the fridge and it's all ice cold and I put it against my skin. I just felt like my skin got immediately tighter after. Again, I can't really back up these claims just because I wasn't even being consistent with the product, so I don't truly know if these claims are 100% backed up. Skincare expert and facialist Abigail James explains that the main benefits of self-massage using a Jade Roller are that of drainage. That's the biggest thing that I hear about, lymphatic drainage, by way of encouraging the lymphatic system's natural detoxification process and brightening, by boosting the circulation and blood flow beneath the skin, granting a visible glow. So, supposed to make your skin glowy, from, rolling out the drainage in your face. Ross J. Barr, who's a revered acupuncturist practicing at Wimple Therapeutics and the Harrods Wellness Clinic, says that jade rolling is really good for evening your skin tone, for cooling and calming the skin. He recommends the Yulin Jade Facial Roller as a way of treating yourself to a daily facial. So the Yulin Jade facial roller is a little bit more on the pricier side. I think it's around $40. And that's because the actual gem part, the jade, is real jade. Mine was super cheap and inexpensive because the jade obviously isn't real. That's why it's like $10. And I'm not sure if the quality matters. Does it need to be real jade for you to reap all the benefits, or can you still reap the benefits from purchasing a $10 Jade Roller like I did from Marshall's? So I'm not sure. I think there needs to be more research done to see which one's more, effective. If you've tried the Yulin Jade Facial Roller, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. As Abigail James points out, a Jade Roller gives a cool surface that's super smooth and allows you to access it into muscles and tissues with the pressure. With this in mind, it can provide a more effective manual massage than your hands alone while being gentle and safe. So let's talk about some of the technique tips. Abigail James says it's best to use your roller on clean skin before the use of your skincare products. So she says, cleanse your face, then roll, Then apply your eye products, serums, and moisturizer, she instructs. In the evening, you might like to add a little oil to the rolling action, in which case I would cleanse, apply a small amount of oil to the surface of the skin, use the roller, and rinse off excess oils left on the tool. I totally did not follow this technique step. I cleansed my face, moisturized, and then I rolled while the product was in my face. I heard that when you have product already on your face and you're rolling, the rolling pushes the product even deeper into your pores so that it works more effectively. Again, I'm not 100% sure. This is just what one facialist is recommending. So I think I need to conduct more research to really see which is better, which technique is better. While seemingly simple, they can be used in different ways. It's best to use a roller back and forth, up and down, and out to the side. That's what Abigail James continuously says. To get the most out of it for an uplifting massage, she advises working around your facial contours. She adds, I would usually recommend more pressure with the upwards motion. You want to lift the muscles with this action. And do not forget the neck also. The neck is very, very important. To encourage lymph drainage, follow bar specific instructions. So this is what they are. Imagine the bridge of your nose is the central point and roll away from that in all directions. Imagine you are very gently rolling all the toxin buildup outward and downwards, finally rolling outward along your jaw and down the channel that runs down your neck by your ear. So there's multiple techniques. I guess it's just finding which one you like best and works for you. The Jade Rollers low price point and ease of use are just two of the qualities that seem to have struck a chord with millennial beauty consumers like myself. The holistic healing properties of the stone is another great appeal to the product, and I think I'm going to order another one on Amazon so I can test out and be consistent and reap the benefits of a Jade Roller. And you guys are able to purchase a Jade Roller. Well, when we weren't in quarantine, you were able to get it at Marshall's, but they also sell cheaper Jade Rollers at Target. They sell online at Sephora, Ulta, and Amazon. Amazon has been the cheapest I've seen so far, around $7. So we got options, people. And you guys, I'm going to cut into another very brief break. When we come back, we're going to be moving on to an entirely different high-tech facial tool.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. So we are done talking about jade rolling and lymphatic drainage, moving on to a more high-tech product. And I must say, Neutrogena stepped up their game with this device, okay? Definitely did not expect for this drugstore budget-friendly brand to launch such a high-tech product that is gaining all the buzz right now. And that is the Neutrogena Mask Id. So Neutrogena is launching a personalized 3D printed face mask. It's by far their most exciting launch, combining product personalization and technological innovation. The Neutrogena Mask Id is a micro 3D printed face mask that's customized in both shape and ingredients. So in other words, it's a custom printed mask that will align exactly with your individual face shape and structure, and it will be formulated with concern-specific ingredients on different areas of your face, all decided by you. So very much more innovative and high-tech than our Jade Roller. The Jade Roller is not even really that innovative just because it's actually been around for quite some time. It's just, Western civilization barely found out about it in the recent years and the hype. So going back to the Neutrogena Mask Id. So you are able to personalize this mask completely to your concerns, and it goes based on face shape, your structure, and there are ingredients that will be put in different areas of your face because we have different concerns in every aspect of our face. So whether your main concern is dry skin, oily, acne, hyperpigmentation, whatever the specific case is, this 3D mask will address it. And the best part, the masks will align with Neutrogena's drugstore price range, which is amazing to hear because when I was first reading about this new high-tech, innovative skincare device, I was like, oh, is Neutrogena going to be high-end now? Are we going to be seeing Neutrogena in the shelves in Sephora? So I'm glad to hear that they're going to be sticking with their typical drugstore price range. Of course, I still think the drugstore price will still be more on the expensive side for drugstore, obviously. It won't be available, though, to the public until later this year, around September. And they even have a mailing list and waiting list for this product. So if you guys want to be the first ones to sign up and find out when they release the product, then you can go sign up for their mailing list at Neutrogena.com. So what is the Mask Id and how does it work? We're going to get into all of that right now. So here's how the process of creating your own mask will work. First, using your smartphone 3D camera, you just take a selfie in the Mask Id app. Think about it. Just like how we all have different skin types and concerns, we also all have completely different face shapes. So one size fits all mask really just doesn't make sense. Next, you choose what type of treatment you want to be printed on each area of the mask. There are 6 different facial zones to customize. So you have the forehead, eye area, cheeks, nose, nasolabial folds, and the chin. And here's where the Neutrogena Skin 360, another very high-techy device they have. The Neutrogena Skin 360 is a white contraption with a magnifying camera that affixes to the top of your phone to scan the size and appearance of pores, the size and depth of fine lines, and the skin's moisture levels comes in. If you own the device, it will sync up your data via the app to give you personalized recommendations for each area. If you don't own one, you can fill out a skin questionnaire online to generate your personalized recommendations, although using the 360 device will obviously give you a more accurate and detailed response. Either way, you could also just decide for yourself which ingredients to place into different facial areas. So once you've made your choices, say hydrating hyaluronic acid on the forehead and fine line smoothing glucosamine near the eye area, the app will show you what your final custom fit mask will look like on your face. Both the fit and the targeted ingredient zones, which will be color coded. The Mask Id measures every aspect of your face. So every inch of your face will be taken into consideration in developing this personalized mask. Michael Southall, who is a research director and global lead of beauty tech at Neutrogena, explains, Using micro 3D printing, we can actually get your exact eye alignment, your nose, your mouth, how high your forehead is. The color coding is a way of illustrating what benefits they're getting in each region, and every zone can be different. The key with 3D printing is that we can put the active ingredient you want just where you need it, anywhere on the mask, as opposed to one product that you're trying to use all over the face. This makes complete and total sense to me, and I can definitely see how this is innovative and extremely different and helpful. Most of the time, for instance, I get extremely dry skin around my mouth, and only around my mouth. It's very strange. And the rest of my face is very oily. So for me personally, it's always a challenge trying to find a skincare product that targets both of my concerns, since I have two problems in two different areas of my face that require different ingredients to target each concern effectively. You feel me? So whenever I get like a super hydrating cream for around my mouth, it doesn't work well with the rest of my face because I'm already extremely oily, like in my T-zone. So placing that very hydrating cream or serum in my T-zone isn't going to work for me. And then on the other hand, same thing. So there are creams and serums that are specifically for oily skin, and I put that in my T-zone, but if that gets around my mouth, then I get so freaking dry. So I really like this idea and concept that the 3D mask is going to be personalized to you, and that every zone in your face is going to be active with different ingredients, because we have different concerns for every part of our face. So I really like that idea, and I think it's going to be highly effective for those who do have multiple skin concerns or who are trying to, tackle different aspects of their face with different ingredients. So with all that being said, once you're happy with your mask, you submit it through the app and it'll be shipped right to your door. Neutrogena, as of now, doesn't have a final price on the masks just yet, but it will fall in line with its current drugstore price range, which is great. We don't want any more expensive. We don't want Neutrogena to raise their prices. We already have to deal with a lot of expensive skincare items through Sephora and Ulta. So I appreciate Neutrogena following their mission of being, very budget friendly and drugstore friendly. Each mask will be single use, however, but the idea here is that you'll also be able to change your mask formulas depending on your skin's changing needs, such as between different seasons of the year. Different package options may also be available to purchase, but no final word on that just yet. This is the only thing that I'm kind of like, boo, like why is it only single use? I feel like that's just going to take forever. You do the thing and then like the doctor sends you a single mask. I feel like if you do the whole process, you take a selfie with the mask ID and then you scan whatever and they only send you one mask, they should send you multiple, like a package. So back to the ingredients, which are arguably the most important component of Mask ID. Neutrogena's advisory board of dermatologists and team of chemists and biologists all weighed in on the final 5 ingredients that made the cut, which are hyaluronic acid, niacinamide. I'm going to try my best to pronounce these, okay? So don't come at me. So the key 5 ingredients that are going to be in the Neutrogena Mask ID are hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, feverfew, N-acetylglucosamine, and vitamin C. As we know, hyaluronic acid helps hydrate skin and improve its moisture barrier, and vitamin C is an antioxidant that can help brighten dark spots. The other ingredients may be less buzzy, but they're just as potent. Niacinamide is an anti-inflammatory and can improve discoloration in the skin. Feverfew can help calm redness, and N-acetylglucosamine can smooth fine lines. When the mask and its corresponding app launch publicly later this year, you'll be able to customize your mask using these 5 ingredients. Although Michael Southall hints that in the future this list could expand. I mean, we know there's many ingredients to skincare. Michael Southall is envisioning having a sort of library of skincare ingredients that you could choose from that would allow you to get very specific treatments, all data driven to help you understand your skin's needs. And I'm going to come to a very brief break here. And when we come back, we're going to finish wrapping up about the Neutrogena 3D Mask Id.
The GSMC Life and Happiness podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. So we were just talking about this new innovative device from Neutrogena called the Neutrogena 3D Mask Id, where you would take a selfie through their app, and through that app, they are able to customize and personalize a mask specifically for you and the 6 zones in our face. So with all that being said, we heard what, Michael Southall had to say about the product, how it works. I want to give you guys my final thoughts before we move on to the next product. I don't know if any of you have watched Black Mirror on Netflix, but this whole concept of personalized 3D mask reminds me a lot of those episodes. For those of you who are not aware of Black Mirror or who have never seen an episode, which I highly encourage that you should because it's totally mind-blowing, every single episode. Black Mirror examines modern society, particularly with regard to the unanticipated consequences of new technologies, and this Neutrogena face mask falls right in line with that. I mean, in my opinion, there are many pros and cons to this new high-tech face mask that Neutrogena is launching. On one hand, yes, it's nice. It's nice to have a personalized mask that will specifically address your skin health concerns in all 6 areas of your face. But on the other hand, I think this device can also be very detrimental to one's self-esteem and to our mental health. I think, we already live in a society where we are so fixated on the way we look and so fixated on looking perfect all the time. The media shoves these ideal beauty standards in our faces all the time. And if we don't meet those standards, we aren't deemed as beautiful or attractive. And this is literally how these industries, how the beauty industry specifically continues to thrive, and they profit off our insecurities. They point out every flaw and tell us how to fix it. And that's exactly what the Neutrogena 3D face mask is doing as well. Not knocking them down or anything, but just pointing this out. I don't know. It's just a thought, people. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree with me or not in regards to, these innovative skincare tools and devices. As cool as they may seem, there's always some negative downfall to them, or, a con. Where there's a pro, there's a con, I like to say. So that's going to wrap up about Neutrogena Mask Id. Let's move on to our third item here, our third innovative skincare tool, which is the Roche-Posay pH Skin Tracker. The Roche-Posay is bringing us more innovative technology. It's a wearable sensor that tracks skin pH levels. This device definitely caught my attention. I've never heard of such a thing. I didn't even know you can track your skin pH. So the My Skin Track pH is a small, flexible patch-like sensor that picks up trace amounts of sweat from your pores and promises an accurate skin pH reading in just 15 minutes. As of now, the device is just a prototype, but it almost certainly represents the future of skincare, and here's why. Chemistry class aside, okay, scientific evidence and experts all agree that pH balance is crucial to skin health. So let's back up for a moment and talk about what exactly is pH, okay? Little science lesson here. When your skin's pH level is thrown out of whack, whether from using certain personal care products or even just from age, it creates an unhealthy environment that fosters harmful bacteria. This triggers inflammation in the body, which in turn can lead to skin conditions like eczema, rosacea, and even acne. Quick refresher. On the pH scale of 1 to 14, 7 is neutral, below 7 is acidic, and above 7 is alkaline. The ideal pH level for skin is 5.5. So this pH is necessary for the proper functioning of skin cells and maintaining a healthy skin barrier against the environment, explains New York City-based dermatologist Joshua Zickner. While some skincare brands have jumped on the pH bandwagon by printing the pH level of a product on its packaging, until now, the only sound method of testing a product's of your own skin's pH levels was literally by using litmus paper. But of course, who actually has time to test all of their products with a color-changing strip of paper, right? We just don't got the time. Not to mention that in order to test your own skin's pH level using litmus paper, you need a considerable amount of collected sweat. And this tiny tracker is designed to solve just this. It detects your skin's pH using nearly no sweat at all. So you don't need to sweat buckets of sweat in order for the skin tracker to function properly, which is nice. Because I hate sweating. I know a lot of people don't like to sweat. I only like to sweat when I'm like working out. Other than that, I don't like to be sweaty. And this is what Guv Baluch, who's the global vice president of L'Oreal's technology incubator, had to say. We know that consumers have been talking a lot about the pH of their products. Academics have been talking a lot about pH being so important, but nobody was really able to measure it in a way that was consumer friendly. It can give people an understanding of where their pH is and relate that to things like dryness of skin, eczema, and atopic dermatitis, which can really unlock a new measurement for consumers about their skin health. So how exactly does a device work, okay? So here's how it works. You place the sensor on your inner arm and leave it there for between 5 and 15 minutes or until the two center dots change colors. Then you pull out your iPhone and open the My Skin Track pH app and snap a pic of your newly colored sensor. Using a fancy, super scientific algorithm, the app reads the pH measurement and tells you the rate at which your skin sweats and assesses your overall skin health and gives you La Roche-Posay product recommendations to help balance you out. The sensor uses what Guv Baluch calls microchannels, which are as thin as a strand of hair, to measure microdroplets of your sweat. Definitely some high-tech stuff here, people. Like, I have never heard of a device like this at all. And La Roche-Posay is the first one. They're the first people to do it. And I don't know, this is just me kind of sidetracked here. Why is it that like everything requires you to download an app? I hate that. I hate that you have to download an app. Why can't these, tools and mechanics of things just be on the website or something? I don't know. I just hate that you have to go download an app because that just takes up space in your phone. And I think I'm complaining because right now I am with this battle with my phone. It keeps saying I don't have any storage on my iPhone, which for all my iPhone users out there, you understand the frustration and struggle when you are trying to like text somebody or log into an app and your phone just keeps shutting down and freezing because your phone is out of storage and you have to like delete half the things on your phone and nothing works. So anyways, that's why I'm saying I hate that everything requires you to download an app, because I just like don't want to download an extra app. I'm very minimalistic when it comes to my app, like the less the better. Anyway, what were we talking about? Back to the pH skin tracker. So yes, it is able to track your pH levels through this app. Unfortunately, just like the Neutrogena 3D Mask Id, you won't be able to get your hands on a tracker just yet. They will be rolled out this year through select Roche-Posay dermatologists around the country in order to amass more research about skin pH. Eventually, though, the goal is to launch them directly to consumers. So as of now, only available to dermatologists, which isn't fair because this seems really cool. I would honestly spend my pretty penny on a pH skin tracker just because pH is very important when it comes to your skin and identifying of, dryness and whatever. And like I said, I experience immense dryness around my mouth for some odd reason. Just around my mouth. I don't know why. If you guys have any recommendations to fix that, please let me know in the comments because I would love to hear all of it. And we're going to cut into another very brief break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk about an entirely different, innovative skincare tool. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of the same old news? Are you sick of the seemingly endless political spin and negativity? The GSMC America Still Beautiful podcast is a weekly news podcast covering all the top positive and uplifting news stories. We cover stories that will inspire, uplift, and remind you of the good in the world. Tune into the Golden State Media Concepts America Still Beautiful podcast to get all the great and positive news stories of today. Download the GSMC America Still Beautiful podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. So we are now entering the final segment of today's show. And for these last innovative skincare tools and devices that I'll be talking about, I will be talking about the Clarisonic and the Foreo, which is the whole new cleansing brush that I've been seeing all over Instagram. And it's very cute. Again, it's another like a very aesthetically pleasing device. But specifically, I'll be comparing Clarisonic versus a Foreo. There are two facial cleansing brushes. And one of the most important parts of facial skincare, if not the most important part, is washing your face and cleaning out all the gunk that gets into it. With the combination of wearing makeup, the exposure to sun, pollution, germs, and more, our faces need a good clean. But are bare hands cleaning our faces thorough enough? Most likely not. And that's where facial cleansing brushes come into play. Facial cleansing brushes are important because they are said to clean our skin more deeply and thoroughly than manually hand washing our faces. By doing so, they help wash and clean our skin by aiding in the general cleansing of the face, unclogging of pores, and combating aging skin. And when it comes to your skin, there's no better feeling than a youthful looking, clean, and smooth face that leaves you feeling confident with or without makeup. While social media platforms have been used to heavily market these facial cleansing devices in the past few years, facial cleansing brushes themselves have been around since the early 2000s. So let's first talk price point. The Foreo Luna is priced at $169 through Amazon. And then the Clarisonic, I was looking, it's around $100. So kind of around the same price range. Foreo is a little bit pricier. So with the multitude of cleansing devices in the market, some being fairly inexpensive and some with hefty price tags, it's difficult to know which device to pick, especially when you don't know how well it will work for your specific skin type. So let's compare two of the most popular facial cleansing brushes, which are the Clarisonic and Foreo. So while both brands have different models of their products, we picked these two products because they're consistent with 4.5 ratings out of 5-star ratings across various website retailers where people rave about how amazing the devices are. So that's why I thought it was, important to talk about these two because it is the whole craze right now. So with Clarisonic, the brush has an easy to hold handle that allows for easy control as you move the cleansing brush around your face. The size of the brush itself was the perfect size. It's not too big or too small to hold. And, it can be stored away very easily. By the look of the brush, you might think it would be somewhat heavy to hold while washing your face. However, it's very lightweight and manageable. It's hard to ignore the accessories that Clarisonic includes in their package. The travel case that it provided for the Clarisonic is convenient not only for travel, but for storage as well. This case helps keep the brush separate from other toiletries and things in your bathroom and keeps the brush clean. And it's very travel size friendly as well. As far for the Foreo Luna, it's for sensitive skin and it's easy to hold as well. It doesn't feature a handle though. The brush is small enough to fit in the palm of your hands or it can be easily held by your fingertips. It is small, lightweight, compact, and perfect for travel. The most interesting and unique part about this cleansing brush was its dual surfaces. On one side with a series of bumps and ridges for cleansing the skin, and on the other side completely smooth for massaging the skin. The Foreo has a flat base that allows the brush to stand up when stored and not in use. This is great for your home, but not extremely useful when traveling. Although the Foreo silicone bristles are said to be antimicrobial, it might still be nice to include a sturdy travel case for the brush versus a small pouch that it comes with. And so they're pretty similar. Exactly how you use each facial cleanse brush. With the Clarisonic, there are 2 buttons on the device itself. And the Clarisonic is simple and easy. You first press the power button at the bottom. Once you have done so, you press the button above it with the 2 arrows with the choice of the delicate setting low or the daily setting normal. The speed is indicated by the upper light, which is the normal speed, or the lower light, which is the low speed. For charging, the Clarisonic needs about 18 hours to fully charge and gives about 24 minutes of use. So if you are using it once every day, you will need to charge your Clarisonic about once a month. Or if you're using it twice a day, you will need to charge it about twice a month. When I used to have the Clarisonic, my mom would just leave it charging like all day just so we didn't have to worry about it dying on us. So now with the Foreo, it's very similar to the Clarisonic. Foreo has a few buttons in order to use. First, you press the middle button to turn on. Once you have done so, press either the negative or the plus sign to choose your desired speed and intensity. While there are no lights indicating the speed settings, it is easy to distinguish between each mode. The brush will let you know when the mitten is up. Once you are finished washing your face, dry your face, then press the center button again and flip the brush to the massage side and massage skin for another minute. And for charging the Luna, it only needs 1 hour of charge maximum and it will last for over 7 months before you need to charge again. So charging wise, the Foreo is like much, much better. 1 hour for 7 months as opposed to the Clarisonic, which is 18 hours for only 24 minutes. So I guess you kind of get to choose what suits you. You feel me? So the Clarisonic has the handle, whereas the Foreo, it's the button, and they're both compact and easy to travel with. So that's a good thing. And my final thoughts regarding both of these products. We can see how both of these facial cleansing brushes get rave reviews. We thoroughly enjoyed testing both. However, we found that we were consistently more excited to put the Foreo Luna against our face than the Clarisonic. Despite our clear winner, we don't think you can go wrong with purchasing either facial cleansing brush. Both products are a great way to take your skincare to the next level with some great deep cleaning. And we all need some great deep cleaning. And let me know in the comments if you are for the Clarisonic or if you are for the Foreo Luna. They're both deep cleaning facial brushes. I've used the Clarisonic. To be honest, I wasn't very pleased with the Clarisonic. I used to wash my face with it religiously and I saw no difference. If anything, I felt like it made my face break out even more. No matter how many times I cleaned and disinfected the brush, it still felt as if I was washing my face with a dirty brush head. I don't know. So personally, I'm not a fan of the Clarisonic. I would like to try the Foreo, but it is a pretty penny. So I think I need to, read more reviews, do more research to see what more people are saying about it. And you guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode here at the GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. We covered a lot of amazing, innovative skincare tools and devices ranging from Jade Rollers, the Neutrogena 3D Mask Id, the pH Skin Tracker from Roche-Posay, and then these 2 facial cleansing brushes that are all over the market right now and are being, plastered all over social media. So let me know in the comments which one of these devices and tools that we talked about you're more excited to try. I feel like I'm mostly excited for the pH Skin Tracker, and I will definitely try to get my hands on that because I definitely want to test that out. It's very interesting and techy, and I'm for it. So let me know in the comments which innovative skincare tool and device was your favorite that we talked about today and which one you're most excited to try. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff because that tremendously helps the show. And I want to thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. If you liked what I had to discuss, again, like it, all of that, share it, comment, and wishing you all a very happy, healthy, and successful week ahead.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Health and Wellness Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.